what's going on, everybody? Once again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining for another amazing episode here on the Veteran Influencers Podcast. And today's even more special, not only because it's the season 2 finale, and we went about 3 months straight of every week for y'all, but we also have an amazing guest. But before we announce her, we are asking all you kind people, please hit the like button, share all that good stuff. We'll give you about a minute and a half to do so. Highly appreciated, and I definitely can't wait to introduce our special guest. So please share that feed out. So excited, man. This is definitely another milestone in my career of doing podcasting and just being an entrepreneur and doing something outside of my normal job. And I'm definitely proud of myself for that, man, because sometimes we don't take the time to give ourselves props for how much work we put in. So you got to do that. I got to let yourself know. But not talk about myself today. We're going to be talking about our special guest today. And our special guest, you know what I'm saying? Ms.Fit, the king, the boss, you know what I'm saying? Hey, absolutely wonderful. I know a lot of y'all have been hitting me up and say, hey, is that the one that's got the podcast in the butt? Yes, that's the one. I be biting people's head off in that ring, you know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, man, the veteran community and everybody in general, I just want to introduce Ms.Fit. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
I love the clap. I love the claps.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, I know we planned this out probably like a month and some change ago, and I was acting all cheesy because I got you on the FaceTime. Oh, man, that was so dope, man. That was dope for you to do that, man. That's how I knew it was going to be real and to be a great experience, and I was definitely looking forward to having this podcast with you.
Nah, man, thanks for having me. Thanks for reaching out. You know what I mean? As soon as you reached out, kind of looked into it. I like what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to support other people who are kind of like with the same drive that you have. So, you know, it's always a positive experience for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of something that, generally is a different audience. You know what I'm saying? And to see two different audiences come together, it's the best way to kind of build the culture of what I'm doing, you know, and just interact with other people who have, again, the same, you know, drive and the same vision of where they trying to go with it. So that's pretty dope.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. And it was like, you know, I'm not going to say exactly what the comment was, but, you know, when we spoke a little bit on the FaceTime, I felt like there was already that instant type understanding that I had about who you were, and it was so dope. It just absolutely clicked, and I already felt how genuine you were. So, you know, I appreciate people like you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Yeah, you're ready. It was funny. I'm cool with it, but it was funny. He was like, "Man, it's really you. I gotta make sure it's really you, man." Like me, you know. I'm like, yeah. Like I get it. You know what I mean? I 100% understand. You know, because I probably would have did the same shit. Like, you know, I got to make sure shit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought, I was like, you know what? Let me give you some peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was dope too, because it's like, you know, I think there's been a few other people that I've been able to message, and I actually you know, when you go into like IG Live and you request to go on to be on somebody's video and stuff. So I've done that a few times with people, but you know, they don't know who I am. So, but like I'm always on Math's when he does his read between the lines. So like I'm always like donating to him and stuff like that, and he's always like veteran again. So he finally hit me up when he was on IG. He's like, "Hey, who's trying to go live with me?" So I was like, "Let me give this another shot." And then he brought me on, and we had this like 45-minute convo, which was dope.
Yeah, man, Fafa, that's my guy, man. He we always, it's always a good vibe when we do the show. My expert opinion, you know what I'm saying? He's a dope dude, man. He's a genuine guy. You know what I'm saying? Again, hungry, battle rapper. Just all types of shit. And he kind of we kind of have similar paths, you know what I mean? Doing battle rap and then podcasting. I think we kind of, in some shape or form, kind of started that at the same wave, you know what I mean? Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, we're fucking good at this. Let's keep doing it. Like, you know, let's keep going. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's absolutely. And, I know this is about you. I don't want to hop on too many other people, but just because he relates to you. But, when you think about math, like a lot of people will think, aggressive style, bars, this. I always say about math, because I like to think outside the box a little bit, is that dude is way smarter than people don't even understand. Like his angles and how when he forms an opinion on something, it's always when you think, oh, it's got to be this. He's like shows you why it's not, and I'm like, bro, how do you do that every time? It's ridiculous.
Shit, me and Matt, we have these type of conversations on a regular, like, you know what I mean? Me and him would be up till like fucking 5 a.m. discussing something in depth, like just thinking about. He's a great guy, man. Talented as fuck. That's my man.
Absolutely, man. And it's dope that you can shout somebody out. I mean, obviously that's your people. But it's dope to hear other people give props to, especially and I'm not trying to single out the battle rap community, but, sometimes I can tell people bite their tongue because they don't want to give too much props to somebody to seem like they're D-riding. I think that's lame, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's dope, give them props.
It's because it's a competitive sport, you know what I'm saying? And often people will use that against you. You know what I'm saying? So they'll say, "Oh yeah, you was on the blog saying I was nice, bitch." So that, you know what I mean? So I think that's what's the why people kind of are second guess giving somebody else props. But I mean, I don't really give a fuck because it's not really too many people that I can genuinely give props like that. I feel like, oh my God, this person is undeniable. So when I do give those props, I stand behind it. So even if I was gonna battle that person, I would stand behind it and say, yeah, I said you dope, but I'm doper and I'm a you know what I mean? So I don't be giving a fuck about that shit.
Hey, you about to get this work though.
This work. You good, but you about to get that ass whooped.
Oh man, you know what? It's so funny too because we were talking about a second ago when you think of Mount Alpha, but when I think of Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? The extra type confidence, of everybody that's from Brooklyn. I never see shy people from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It's always this bravado to Brooklyn, and that just so happens to be where you were born and raised. And I spoke to Shuni about how she was born in the Bronx and she grew up in the Bronx, but I want to see the similarities and some differences in what makes Brooklyn Brooklyn.
That's a question.
Yeah. Just kind of what makes to you when you think Brooklyn, looking from the outside in, what is the brand of Brooklyn? What do you think of?
I mean, I think from my perspective on, just growing up in Brooklyn and being raised by Brooklyn pretty much is, we just have this kind of grit that I just don't see in other people. You know what I mean? This will to be unharmed and or scarred but not broken. Because I think, just like I said, I can't speak for everybody else, but just my perspective, when I was growing up in Brooklyn, it was a harsh place to live. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I mean? A lot of drugs in the area, gang banging and just shit like that. When you look at Brooklyn now, you see a lot of differences because, gentrification has really hit Brooklyn in a different kind of way where you see coffee shops and shit and but it wasn't like that when I grew up. So I feel like when you come from an environment that is like concrete, you just naturally develop a tough skin. So I feel like people from Brooklyn always have that tough skin where it's like, yo, we can literally go anywhere and survive because we've seen the worst. We know what the worst is. So we can never be anywhere else and feel out of our comfort zone or out of place. That's why you can go literally anywhere in the world anywhere in the world and say it's Brooklyn in the building, you're gonna hear yeah. We will go anywhere in our Timberlands and not give a fuck. So like, no, shout out to the Bronx and everywhere else. I feel like every borough has their unique characteristics, but I feel like if you ask somebody from the Bronx, or they be like, I ain't fucking going to Brooklyn. Like, I ain't going up there. Or if you ask somebody from, Staten Island, like Brooklyn, man, I ain't going over there. But like Brooklyn, they'll be everywhere. They'll be like, yeah, I'm everywhere. So I feel like that was always something we kind of we took pride in that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we'll be anywhere. Fucking Alaska. Talking about Brooklyn in the build. Brooklyn is here.
Hold up, you went to Alaska, or you just made up a state?
I've been everywhere, bro. I literally been everywhere.
Hey, shout out to the Eskimo Battle League. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got some bars for y'all.
I haven't been to Alaska, but I've been hearing Alaska a lot lately. That's why I kind of just came up, because my girl, she has family that lives in Alaska. Okay. So I was literally just talking about it, like probably right before I got on the show.
Well, that's actually funny though, because I've actually been there. I did some some military stuff out there, man. I didn't get a chance to do exactly what I wanted to do, but
is it everything like the movies?
Well, so Alaska, and don't quote me on, someone said like, well, that's not technically exactly how it works, but Alaska has a period of time. I don't know if it's the winter months, the summer months. I got to remember when I went, but it's like for like 3 months straight where like the sun doesn't go down. It's just, it's just bright all the time, and it messed with me. I know that. I'm trying to go to sleep. The sun just smacking me in my left cheek. Like, come on, bro.
No, it's fucked up, and the reason why I know that, but I was watching a movie. Actually, I got it from a fucking movie. And I was watching, it was years ago. I was watching a movie, and the movie pretty much, like, they had special like shades and like special things that were built in their house,
right,
to cover, like, block out the sun. And I'm like, damn, what is it? Like, the sun scorches like hotter in fucking Alaska, some shit. And they're like, nah, like the sun just don't go down. I'm like, what the fuck? That's some fucking devil shit. The sun don't go down. Like, sometimes I don't go outside until the sun comes down. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But I thought that was fucking mad cool after that. Like, oh, shit. All right.
When I learned about it, I didn't know what it was before, but.
Yeah, because if I would have been in fucking Alaska, and I'm like, all right, is it ever nighttime out this bitch? Like, what's going on? But I thought that was pretty cool afterwards.
I mean, yeah, I know that, and there was a couple things. I want to say like some.
Shout out to Alaska.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and another thing.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hold up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, cut out. I hear you.
All right, good. Yeah. So I didn't realize that, and this is not, I'm not trying to glorify anything or anything, I did not realize that Alaska had as much crime as it does.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it kind of at that, but like, it's up there. Like, you always hear people talking about, oh, it's you ain't got nothing on some cities in Alaska. So that's,
you know what? I gotta look up the crime rate in that bitch. Like, Alaska that I don't know about.
You gonna need more than them ice skis, but so I know you talked a little bit about Brooklyn, and I think a lot of us that have have interacted with people from New York, because I always think I knew a lot of people from New Jersey growing up, and that's the first time I heard the term "yeah," you know what I'm saying, and it'd be always them, just loud as all ever. But I love it though, it's like that spirit, and that's kind of how I viewed Brooklyn as well. Just got like your own like type swag type, and nobody can tell you nothing.
And we have this huge pride to be from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. It's always been like instilled in me. I don't know. It's just been that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't know if it had anything to do with me being a rapper or whatever, but I just always like, damn, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. People always be like, oh, Ms.Fit from Brooklyn. Oh, yeah, she gotta be unique. You know what I mean? Or she gotta be ill. Or you know what I mean? It's just gotta be better. So I guess people feel like wherever the fuck they from, it's the best place to be.
Right.
But I just feel like if it's Brooklyn, then it's just probably freaking 10 times on 10.
Just that much more. No, that is crazy too, and that's why I always I'm glad that my dad being in the military, I've been able to move around because, a lot of people have never left their hometown, which is absolutely crazy, and a lot of people did it by choice, like they just don't want to leave because they're so comfortable where they're at. But sometimes it's hard to fully grow when you don't step outside of your comfort zone.
I mean, I guess like I do have a similar concept, but like I love to travel.
Right.
You'll catch me everywhere. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Africa, I've been everywhere. But I don't want to never not live in New York, if that makes sense. Like I could have a house in Miami, I could have a house in Again, I could have a house everywhere, but I want my home to always be in New York. That one place that is my home. I would always want it to be in New York.
But at least you left there, though.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like it's just a pinpoint, like literally, if you took a pen and just put a dot on a piece of paper, that's what New York is. So it's like, how could I not explore everything else? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I would be missing out and cheating myself of life, because had I not gone to certain places, I wouldn't have grown as a person in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Because my first trip to Africa, I feel like that changed me in every way. Like when I came back, I was definitely not the same person that I was before I arrived. I think I gained a total different level of appreciation of things that I've had, around me, and just the way of life and how people can be so positive after negative experiences. Because like I actually went out there during like the genocide that was happening in Darfur, and just when I learned about that and what was going on, I then started to, this whole rabbit hole of different genocides that happened there, the genocide that happened in Rwanda. And so I ended up actually going to Rwanda, then Uganda.
Okay.
I kind of just stood there, and I stood there for like a month and a half, and just kind of just wanted to learn more about their community. And literally everybody I met there had the most positive attitude. Like I've never seen so many positive people happy with life as is, and I kind of went there feeling selfish. Like a lot of things made me feel selfish. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting dressed, right? Like I'm in my hotel and I'm getting dressed and I'm trying to be all fly and shit.
Yeah.
And then the people that's with me is just like, bro, you about to get all dusty where we going. Like, why are you getting fly to go to the village? Like, this is dumb. But I'm like, nah, man, I gotta be fly. You know what I'm saying? Fucking felt like a dickhead when I went. And I'm looking all like trying to be something. And they're just like, you hot now, bitch. Like, it's hot. Like, why you got all them clothes on? You should have had like a wife beat on and some shorts and
sandals.
Yeah, some open toe chancletas. Like, why do you dress like that? So, I mean, and then I just felt like, all right, cool. Like, I get it. Like, life is just not all about this shit. Like, you can have some of the best fucking experiences in open toe chancletas with fucking a wife beater that costs $2. You know what I'm saying?
All you need.
Yeah, like that, and I didn't. Again, I went over there when I was very young too. You know what I'm saying? This was before I had any real concept of like real life. Like I haven't lived on my own yet. I was still living with my parents. It was, I was pretty young. It was like I was just coming out of like high school. I was like in my high school days. So that kind of helped shape me into the person that I am today. You know what I mean? Just little gestures, like kids in the village would bring me bananas every morning,
So
and then I'm just like, yo, you guys don't have much, yet you're coming here bringing me what you do have, you know. And I remember I gave one of my hats to one of the kids in the village, and every day that I came to the village, because I went every day, a different child was wearing the hat. And I was just like, yo, that sense of like, hey, like you wear it today, like you wear it today, you wear it today. It was just the fucking dopest shit I ever seen. You know what I mean? Because in the hood, it's like, yo, don't even scuff my fitted, let alone
fam.
Right. Nah, that's a fact. It's like, yo, bro, we not sharing fitteds. Fucking what's going on? But over there, it was more so, no, we are community. We share. What's mine is yours. And there's no favoritism. And everybody's so fucking happy. And like, although obviously I don't share fitteds.
Right.
It's the concept that kind of stuck with me. Like, why not give when you have,
That's a great concept. I've heard a couple other people saying that, they went to, not necessarily Africa, but they just went to other places that didn't necessarily have as much as they were accustomed to having. Like I went to Thailand and, if you go to like an ATM or a store, there's like kids following you and little kids just like on the street, just like following. And it's like, I took some money out cause I had, a couple extra for them or whatever. And I tried to like spread it out throughout them. And it's just like, they were like the most joyous trying to give me candy. I was like, no, you keep the candy and take the money. You know what I'm saying? It feels so good to give back, and I love it. I love it. So, we talked a little bit before getting on here. You said that you had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And so where do you fit amongst there? Were you the middle child?
No, I'm actually the youngest.
Oh, wow.
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby. I'm the youngest of the 5. Yeah, I got 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters.
So you was just, I know you Brooklyn and everything, but you was getting picked on, weren't you?
No, actually, nah, man. I never like. It's weird. Like, I always see family and shit do shit like that on TV, but I could never relate to it. Because my brothers and sisters are probably the most. They pretty much raised me. You know what I mean? They were like, I had like fucking 7 moms and 7 dads. Like that's kind of how it was.
Right.
Like, I probably would say I was the luckiest of all my siblings because, growing up, if we didn't have much, they had to struggle more than me because when I was born, they all were older and they had jobs and they found ways to provide.
Right.
So they had to struggle. My parents coming from Puerto Rico with little to nothing. I didn't have to, because they all knew what it was like to struggle as a kid and they kind of provided for me. You know what I mean? So I was pretty much spoiled, man, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't say spoiled, like we had tons of money, just spoiled where if I needed something, they would all gather as a team to make it happen. You know what I mean?
That is so great to have a community like that. Shout out to all the, the brothers and sisters out there that actually took care of their siblings and helped prepare them for life. Whether you thought it was through nurturing or getting a couple extra dead arms and open chests in there to make sure they're tough and ready for the world. But shout out to y'all for helping your people out, So when did I know you're talking about kind of like your younger years being in Brooklyn, and we kind of fast forward a little bit talking about like further on in life, like some things that kind of helped to give you a different vision of life. But like when did you start rapping, or when did you know you wanted to rap? Like when did you write your first rhyme? When did you first battle rap?
I would probably say like around 6, the age of 6. Yeah. Yeah. My mom, she backed that up all the way. I feel like as soon as I was really good at just regular writing, I wrote raps. like and man, once I knew how to fucking put words together, it was lyrics. Um, but the most memorable moment I would say, and I've told this story. It's probably like the story that kind of my first and earliest memory of actually writing a rap. I was in second grade, and obviously I wasn't paying attention in class, and I was writing raps in my notebook and shit, and my teacher kind of called me out for it, and she thought I was writing notes like, oh, love, do you love me, circle yes.
Trying to pass it on.
So she's like, oh, why don't you show us what you're writing there and then share it with the class. And what she did in efforts to embarrass me actually was like a great moment for me. So I was like, yeah, I'll share this shit with the class. Like, this is some fire right here. Like, this is the realest shit I ever wrote.
Yeah.
So I go up in front of the class and I just start rapping. You know what I mean? She's thrown the fuck off, obviously, because she's like, what the fuck? And then my whole class just goes crazy, like, stop. And they're all like, oh shit, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. I like this feeling.
Yeah.
What I want to do. You know what I mean? This is it. I want to rap and I want these fucking reactions.
That is crazy. Like, so I actually did something similar. It was like we had to do a project. You could either go up there and present a project, or you can do like a physical model of it or whatever. I think we were talking about like Sacagawea or something like that. So I did like this whole little rap in like sixth grade. I don't remember it, so don't ask. But I did that. I felt it was the funniest thing ever because it was me and two other people. It was terrible though. When I look back, I'm glad I ripped that rhyme. It was terrible. But for you to be able to do that, and you actually had structure and stuff, and you said in second grade. That's crazy. So I'm assuming that you wanted to be more of a rapper or a battle rapper at that point.
Oh, rapper.
Okay.
Rapper, yeah. In the second grade, I hadn't been introduced to like battle rap or anything like that. All I knew was, obviously I like music, because I always was exposed to different kinds of music in my house. Because obviously, I'm the youngest, so
Right.
brothers listening to hardcore rap, Wu-Tang, Onyx, you know what I mean? Shit like that. My other brother, he would listen to more like freestyle and house music and Stevie B, shit like that. My older sister, she would expose me to like reggae, dance hall. And, my other sister would do a lot of R&B, you know what I mean? Maya, Backstreet, shit like that. And my parents, obviously, coming from Puerto Rico, a lot of salsa, bachata, merengue, and all of that shit. So it was like a concoction of all those kind of music always running in my head. So that's why I feel like I also have this like versatile style to me. Like sometimes, I make all different kinds of tracks because I'm always hearing different sounds,
Right.
and I'm not like dumb to anything. So, I've always knew songs. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, if I can write lyrics, I can make music. You know what I mean? I just need like beats and shit. You know what I mean? Like, where do people get these like instrumental things? Like, how does this happen? You know what I mean? So the only thing that I could find was like, they had the single disc where you would have the person single and then the instrumental. So when I stumbled upon things like that, I was like, oh, okay, I just got to buy a bunch of these shits. So like, I think the first one I had was the Money, Power, Respect one.
Oh,
it was Money, Power, Respect, and the song, and then the instrumental. And then I got like a different lock song. So I just kept trying to get those. And I would dip into my brother's CD case. He always had something in there that I could fuck with. I'm like, all right, cool. Until much later, I got introduced to like DJ Arms. He would have these instrumental mixtapes where it's just all instrumentals. After that, I was like, oh yeah, it's lit. Like I I could rap on every industry beat in the world. This is lit. So I would do that, and I would just mixtapes, shit like that, until I actually, got older and discovered producers and people actually using musical instruments. I'm like, oh yeah, this is all right. This is it. This is how they got the music.
Yeah, we can do this too, So when did you make your actual first single? Like, not necessarily like mainstream or however you want to put it, but like, when did you actually you got into the booth and you created an actual song?
So, I mean, I wouldn't when I did mixtapes and shit. You mean besides mixtapes?
Yeah, I'm trying to make an album, like my first single.
I would say it was after I was introduced to I don't know if you're familiar with Triple Sace from Terror Squad. But basically he used to ride with, Big Pun, Cuban Link, and at the time I thought he was fucking that dude, because I'm like, bro, y'all the only Latinos really killing it in the rap game right now. Big Pun, that's crazy. So when I met him, I was like, yo, bro, I can rap. Let get me on a record with Cuban, whatever. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it. He's like, yo, my studio's up the block. And I'm like, what? He's like, let me hit something. So I just, started rapping. I remember I was in the basketball court in this park I used to play at. So I start rapping. So he's obviously blown away. It's like, yo, how old is you? I'm like, yo, I'm fucking 13. And he just like, yo, that's crazy. So he was like, yo, if you want to make music, my studio's up the block. You could come with whoever you want to come with, because obviously I was a fucking little girl. You know what I mean? He's just like, yo, bring somebody with you.
Yeah, because
just want you in my studio. You know what I mean?
We ain't doing that.
I actually bring Cortez with me, my boy. So I brought Cole with me. I'm like, yo, Cole, you got to come with me. At this time, Cole was already making music.
Wait, you met him that young?
Me and Cole knew each other since I was a kid, babies.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my brother. So yeah, he brought me. He came with me, and then we made a record. Me and Triple Sace made a record, and his manager was trying to manage me at the time, but it was very brief. Because after I started recording with them, it's around the time when Terror Squad was beefing with I remember they wanted me to make a record at Remy Ma. I remember it was a situation like that. And that's when I realized that Triple Sace had parted from Cuban Link. And so it was kind of like Terror Squad versus Terror Squad. And I was like, hey, I don't want to be on this side of the fight. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what's happening here. So I kind of was like, all right, thanks for letting me record the record. It was cool. And then I just kept doing my own thing after that. I knew where the studio was at now. The shit was up the block from my house.
Right.
Well, I'm like, oh. So I just introduced myself to the producer and was like, yo, can I book sessions here? And he was like, yeah. So then I started booking sessions there with Cortez and my boys from the block. And that's how Murder Ave, the group of music, kind of came along. And we started making Murder Ave mixtapes.
That is crazy. I've always there's so many background stories to battle rap that I'm like, I wish somebody, I just want to ask somebody and see if I can get it answered. But I never knew that when I saw you, well, first I knew Cortez from Grind Time. So I would always hear him say Murder Ave. And that was so huge. That was the biggest introduction in Grind Time, period. When he would do that, everybody would be looking forward to that, and to see that you guys linked at a younger age, that's good to know. It kind of helps to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Now you guys have your group Murder Ave, and at what point does what you're doing become battle rap?
So obviously we made mixtapes after mixtape. We grew a buzz locally for our music. Once we grew that buzz, Cortez he had an even bigger buzz because he got introduced to battle rap.
Okay.
Because he started doing Fight Club and stuff like that. So when he got into grind time, that's when I started paying more attention. Because at first I had no interest in it. I just was supporting him. Like, yo, you do that. I love this. Keep killing it. I'll be behind you. I'll root you on. But this shit ain't really for me. Because I would battle rap on the block. Like, because when you go to different neighborhoods, people would just be like, oh, where you rap? My homegirl rap too. And I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll kill that bitch.
Hey, let me know I said it.
We would battle like that in the street. But when Core started doing grind time, I was like, yo, is there girls that do this? Like, you know other chicks that do it? He's like, yeah, actually. Like, there's this other girl named Gaddis who's doing it, and the girl named QB. Right? So I was like, I bet. So I was like, yo, get me a battle with one of them. So he was like, let me plug you with Poison Pen. Shout out to Pen. So I linked up with Poison Pen. Literally, I went to his crib. We both lived in Brooklyn. It was like a car ride up the block. He was like, I was like, yo, I want to battle. He was like, yo, let me hear some. I spit like a 16, like probably like 16 bars. He was like, I bet I'm gonna book you a battle next month.
Just like that?
Like that. Just like that. And he booked me versus QB the very next month. Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. So you had a 1 month, well, you had a 1 month prep for your very first battle.
Well, I wouldn't even think it was a month. I think it was the next month, but it was, I want to say it was a couple weeks prep. Yeah, it was like a couple weeks. Yeah, it was a couple weeks. I put together like some bars and just did it. And at the time, I didn't really know I was getting into. I had never really watched a female battle before. You know what I mean? Besides, of course, obviously the famous ones like fucking Remy Ma and Lady Luck. You know what I mean? That was probably the last female battle I've seen before I started doing it.
Right.
Started prepping for QB. I searched her battles and I seen that she had battled Gaddis. So that was the only material I had to watch from her to see, all right, cool. Like, how do I attack this battle? You know what I mean? How do I go about it? And so I watched that battle and then we did the battle. The QB battle was a huge learning experience for me because it taught me that, okay, battle rap is not just rap.
Right.
It's presence, it's mannerisms, it's
believability.
It's just everything, you know? So I was like, it clicked for me, you know? And I took what was good and what I had excelled in that battle. And then in my next battle, I just did that shit times 10. And then I kept, you know, finding what I was good at and then continuing to the next battle and then picking at what I was good at and then kept doing that. What didn't work, left it out, you know. And then I felt like once I started being my complete element is when I was just like, yo, let me just do what I do when I fucking beat a bitch on the block. Shit on her every existence. Rip her apart. This is not about who has the best lyrical miracle bars. This is about obliterating this person's character. Let me just do that. Once I did that, and I feel like it was a wrap.
No, I like that. And that's one of the things that I like about you is like just watching your battles is like, not only are you like aggressive, but like you'll take, like, I like the fact that like you have these battles where you just randomly start smiling in the battle. Like it just seems like you're having fun and you're comfortable.
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm assuming it's extremely stressful to try to like memorize 3 rounds. And even though grind time was what, 1 minute rounds back then?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Now it's like 3:30, 4:57. You know,
yeah. When you do battles now, and I look back, I'm like, damn, these 1 minute battles was easy, man. That shit was in and out.
Especially if you drew it out. It was like, and you try to act like I was gonna say so much more. The time, it's the time, you know. So I wanted to I want to go over a couple battles that kind of stood out to me, and hopefully I can read my own handwriting and go over a few lines, and maybe hopefully you can kind of remember it. These are some lines that stood out about you, things that you said. Now the first one I only have one, but the other ones I have like 3 and 4. But so for the official battle is you did a bad look bad flip. You remember what I'm talking about? It's like, I think it was something like, you just look, or what is it? You give rap a bad look, or something. What do you say? You look bad, or I give this a bad look, and you flipped. I got to go back to it. I apologize. I'm kind of butchering that one. Even when I wrote it down, I was like, man, I think I wrote it wrong.
Shit out of that. I don't know what it's trying to say.
You know what? I'm going to have to message you exactly what that one is, but it was like when you were referring to her is some, you just look bad.
Oh, I'm a good look, and you just look bad.
Yeah. I think how you did that was dope, because it was like kind of like you brought her. It was a comparison type bar, but it was like you brought both you guys into the picture. Yeah, that was dope. I know you said one. I don't even know if I should say this online, but you said one from his hustle where you were. It was a hit from behind bar. It was like the consequence. You know what I'm talking about?
And get hit from behind to be the consequence. That was a ball from like the Love and Hip Hop show, because the guy Consequence had got punched from behind. So it was a double entendre. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it was dope before you even just told me that. That I did not know that, because I'm gonna be honest. Don't take my car, but I ain't watched it. But that's dope, just the fact, because I thought just with a single meaning that was fire though, because I ain't gonna say why the first part was dope, but when I was watching that battle, I was hyped. The other one was the Bundy and Married with Children bar. I lost my mind when I heard that.
That was a double entendre too, because I said, first you idolized Bundy, now you married with children. So I was saying, first you a serial killer and how you stabbing and killing. Okay, I get it. First you idolized Bundy, now you married with children. So like Ted Bundy, Al Bundy, married with children. She had just had kids. It was like,
I saw her reaction too. Like she tried to turn away, but I was like, I looked like she smiled at you. I was like, because that was fire. That was crazy. There was one, I kind of noted this one, but it was Wanted You for One Round.
Okay, yeah. That was previously she had battled a guy named Old Red, and they only had a 1-round battle. But it was also rumored that they had sex as well.
Okay.
So I said the sex was like the battle. He only wanted you for 1 round. Yeah.
Fire. I don't want to hit you over too many. I got a few more, because I got like 4 from the E-Heart battle, because I love that one. I love it. So I don't know if I'll say the first part was the hit that B first. The charged up, catch a battery. Crazy, which didn't really get as much reaction as I thought it should get, but I think people just look for something to be like, all right, say something else. But that was fire though. Come on. The Tommy known for putting in that work. I've heard a lot of Martin flips, but
this was earlier on too.
Yeah, this was like 7 years ago or something.
Like, yeah, at least.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, that was a really dope Martin flip. Because I mean, you've heard everything. Pain, the
popular theme when it comes to battle rap. Battle rappers love fucking Martin.
And they say Suge's known for the movies.
We can agree on that.
There was one about getting dropped out of Murder Ave.
Oh yeah, because that was she was trying to. Well, she was basically trying to fuck with Cortez, And I was just like, damn, homie, like if you take that down, like you getting kicked out the group.
I was rolling
Like,
when I heard that.
you getting kicked out the group, bro.
And so this last one, it's a little explicit, but to me, it was very creative. That's why I wanted to put it out there, not for shock value, but to me, it was very creative because I had to. I didn't catch it for like the first second, and then I kind of tweaked my head this time. I was like, wait, what? It was you versus Bonnie, and you said that Pete that never tightened, but it was Titan as in get tight, but Titan because you were talking about the water scheme of
Yeah.
Hey, we got to take time for that. I'm telling you, that caught me off guard. I was like, I wonder where she's going with this. And then when you said that, I was like, oh, this is nasty. This is nasty. Oh man, you are definitely a dope MC. And you know, the more I watch you on My Expert Opinion and also My Dumb Advice, you give me inspiration to, you know, to do this whole thing. Because I literally saw you from the very start of My Dumb Advice and the very start of My Expert Opinion. And I've watched how you've grown. I've watched your brand grow. I've watched how your sound quality and visual. And I watch how you're able to, whether you want to call it co-host or, you know, obviously, you know, Math is kind of like I don't want to say primary, but kind of like the face for My Expert Opinion. But you hold that show together just as much. And sometimes not being able to be the main or the, you know, and you being able to still hold your own, that's a talent. People don't understand that, you know?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, for real. Because, you know, as is, you know, shout out to Math again. That show is amazing. And just to be a part of it, you know, I was excited to join and get on board. And, you know, I just wanted to make sure I did my part, you know, just to you know, my objective is never to like outshine anyone or anything like that, but it's only to compliment. My goal was to compliment and just have being a nice accent of greatness, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, we're both rap stars in our own right, but when we work together, we can build something really amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of those shows, you know, we talk before the show and we say we do all this planning and shit, and when we get there, we do none of it. Right? We do none of it. And it's always fucking better than what we imagined. Because we're just honestly just being our genuine self and having a conversation. That's it. You know what I mean?
Honestly, that for the most part makes the best footage. And I do the same thing. Like, a lot of people don't understand what it takes to do this, especially when you're getting guests and you don't just plan for the next week. You're planning for months and months out. You not only do you have to invite guests, but you have to create content, create some type of topic that you're going to go over. You're promoting, you're sending clips out, you're editing, all these things to get people, even what they see now, you know, the videos that we have out to help promote it, sending out posts. It takes a lot of time to do it. And this is why I respect the fact that you were doing not only My Dumb Advice, but My Expert Opinion and holding it down. Absolutely amazing for podcasters like me.
Appreciate that, for real.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely. So I just got two more things, if you don't mind, real quick. If you can tell me who some inspirations are that you got in either battle rap or like just the industry, that people you look up to that keep you motivated. And then we just got one quick subject to talk about, and I'm gonna try to catch you off guard with this one.
Man, it's tough. Like, people ask me that question a lot, and it's tough because I don't really have rappers that I look up to current day, you know, like, so I wouldn't say like, you know, I look up to this rapper and I want to be like this person or anything like that. More than anything, I would say what motivates me and what like kind of keeps me trying to go forward is just family, you know. Because growing up, I had this huge sense of family. Like, it's just always been about that. So my 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 hunger to want to provide for family, to want to change my family's life, and like just for the better, and to create security for my family is what keeps me motivated every day. It's like, hey, everyone I love is not where I need them to be. Let's go further. Let's do something else. Let's do more. Let's get better. Let's keep going. Until I feel like if I was gone today, that, you know, I need to feel secure that my family will be good, even when I'm off this planet. You know what I'm saying? I just need that to be the end result. That's really what motivates me. When it comes to like battle rap, I will say, and you know, I can't lie, and I really got to give him kudos, is my boy Cole, man, Cortez. I feel like a lot of people don't give him enough credit.
Facts.
For what, you know what I mean? I feel like he's one of the best writers I've ever met. And his work ethic is unmatched. I think he's always been that guy in my corner telling me that I was better when I thought I wasn't, you know? At times, if I had doubt, he would always be like, "Are you crazy? You're the nicest bitch in the world." And I would appreciate that. You know what I mean? At times, if I second guess myself, like, damn, yeah, maybe I can't get prepared in a week. You're crazy. You're the nicest bitch in the world. And I'll be like, yeah, you right. You right. You know what I mean? I am.
Let me throw this chain out real quick.
Like, if I ever had any doubt, you know, he was always there. You know what I mean?
That's huge. And the crazy part is, like, you know, just watching through camera, you know, you never know anybody unless you know, at least known him for a while, but he's always seemed genuine. You know what I'm saying? No matter what people say, he's always been him. And you've never seen Cortez like do anything real like suspect. You see people thinking like weird type of ways, or they say this like weird stuff. I've never seen Cortez switch up.
Nah, man, he's my real family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have a fucking fist fight today, and tomorrow it'd be like, yo, you all right, man? Did I hurt you?
Hey, we all need people like that.
We family.
No, that's what's up. Hey, I just got this one more thing before we close, so hopefully I don't throw you off guard too much with this, but so who won that battle between Eminem and MGK? Because the world needs... Come on.
That's hilarious.
Yo.
I will say this, yo, people were so mad at me, right? I got like hate mail for like weeks. I'm like, yo, don't fuck with Eminem fans, then do not fuck with Eminem fans, because they are literally stans. Like, that fucking show, I mean, that song was down to the T. He nailed Stan. But yeah, I got hate mail forever. But a supporter fan or someone reached out to me, and they was like, hey, Fit, I don't think you gave this a fair shot. And I think like he really was like heartfelt, like fighting this case, why I should reevaluate my decision.
Okay.
Right. So I did, like, right. I'm like, he's like, look, but you didn't listen to the whole battle. You're just looking at this one song. And I was like, well, yeah, that's, of course I was looking at this one song, because that's how I felt about it. Like, it was this song versus this song. And that's the only thing I was looking at. But he was like, no, look at this part, and then this, and then what he said previously. And I'm like, well, shit, if you're talking about fucking this, then hell yeah, Eminem is better. Like, that. The thing is, I never disputed who was the better lyricist. Hands down, Eminem is probably better than 90% of people that rap. But at the end of the day, what I was looking more into like a tunnel scope, like, hey, I was looking at how was I entertained? I felt like at the moment, MGK entertained me more with what he presented, opposed to what Eminem presented, you know, with his song. But yeah, it ain't no ether. You know what I mean? It ain't fucking ether. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. And I don't think in any shape or form that MGK is better than Eminem. Not even a little bit. Like, not even a little bit. I actually much prefer MGK as like what he's doing now, like the pop rock shit.
Right.
Like, I fuck with that. I don't even want him to rap like hip hop anymore. I'd rather have him in a guitar, like, yeah, I love you. I love you. Like, yeah, do that shit, MGK. I fuck with that. But yeah, man, that's hilarious because, yo, people were so mad at me. They was like, yo, I'm gonna stone your fucking house, bitch. Fucking hate you. I'm like, yo, people are crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Now people are crazy. They're like, yo, how could you say this about Eminem? You fucking suck. I'm like, oh, get a grip, guy.
Like, at the end of the day, it's not that serious. Like, no matter what my opinion is or your opinion, I will never cause harm to someone because they think something different. That's the craziest thing I've heard.
The weirdest shit, bro.
But you know you were trolling like, when you said that, Ms.Fit. Come on. Or was you being serious?
When I said what?
When on the show, when you was like, I think Eminem, no, you didn't say you got watched it. Like, I think MGK won. And everybody froze. Mook walked out the building. Math was out.
Sometimes it makes for better TV to not have the same opinion as every dude in the fucking building. Right? That's one. Right? You got to challenge people. Two, I genuinely enjoyed the MGK song. I liked the beat a lot. Loved the beat. And I loved his video where he's eating cereal in the fucking alley. Cause I feel like that's some real gutter shit, right? So that's some real like simple symbolism. Like, I'm not worried because I eat cereal when I'm not worried.
Right.
And I'm in this dark alley and this should be scary, but I'm eating cereal. So I like that. And lyrically, it's not good, right? Right? He's saying your fucking beard is weird. Like, that's not lyrically good.
Everybody brings that one part up. I mean, he said some stuff to me that I was like, okay.
He said some nice shit. Like, you know, he made great points.
Right.
He made great points that I thought were like, oh, like, okay, this is a good point. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that makes sense. He's also acknowledging, hey, I do think you're the greatest rapper in the world, but I think that you're acting like a bitch right now. And I thought that was cool too. I was like, all right, you go, you know, do your thing.
That's real though.
So, I like the song, right? And the song that M put out, I felt like it wasn't what I expected. And that killed it 50% for me. Because I heard MGK shit. And then I remember like it was yesterday. My girl was like, holy shit, Eminem dropped the record. And I'm like, oh, fuck, get the aux cord. We were in the fucking car. I was like, get the aux, like, put this shit on Bluetooth. Let's get it rocking. And then we blasted it. And I was like, it's not what the fuck I expected. So it wasn't, it was not like it was trash. It just was nowhere near what I thought Eminem should have done to MGK.
Hey, I respect it.
He should have obliterated this dude. Like, don't you ever talk to me like that, youngin'. I didn't get that. I got, all right, cool. You're Eminem. You're gonna rap your ass off. You're gonna give me wordplay and you know you're gonna give me what I know you can do, but you didn't wipe the floor with him.
Okay.
So you can say that he performed, but he didn't perform like I wanted him to. And that's just what it is.
Hey, like I said, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a complete wash, but I mean, yeah. I think MGK did shock the world. Not only was it a shock that he dissed, but it was a shock that like he presented all of that. You know, remember when he was like the whole champagne bottle on Instagram and all of the, all that stuff. It was just a good moment in hip hop. So regardless of what people think, it spiced hip hop, and Eminem got people on their toes again.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm hopefully. So I saw that you guys are posting another My Expert Opinion video. I don't know if is it out.
No, it's out on the Patreon right now. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll be able to see it. But it should be dropping officially within the next day or so.
Okay.
On YouTube. But we interviewed Ace Amin fresh off of his battle with
John the That was dope.
Yes. I also interviewed Ace Amin on My Dumb Advice. Because I feel like the biggest difference between My Expert Opinion and My Dumb Advice is more like I kind of try to give them my dumb advice on the show, right? More so we'll have conversations surrounding battle rap or whatever they do in their career, but then the ultimate goal is to say, okay, cool, what is something that you would offer the world as your advice? You know what I mean? To make things better. You know what I mean? Like the main goal for me is for someone to watch it and leave with something that they didn't know or have before watching. And I think I feel like I always accomplish that in every episode. Whether you learn something new about me, or you learn something new about the guests, or you just learn something new about life. And I feel like individuals having conversations, you often get something like that. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I mean, just like with how you do the different two, I do veteran influencers, which obviously is the season finale for, but I also do a show called Ask a Vet, and that's more of a panel type thing that I do online and working our way to getting our own little studio to do in person. So it's like fate kind of just matched us up, and like we're doing like the same similar type thing. Obviously, you're a popular battle rapper and stuff, you know what I'm saying, all famous and stuff, but
I'm starting from scratch with the podcasting, you know what I'm saying? New to the world, but I feel like it was something that I should have, like, I feel good about doing it because it feels natural to me. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to do something. It feels like, hey, this is a platform where I could just genuinely be myself and just have genuine conversations with people. And I have fun doing it. So, when you're having fun doing something, it's not a job. It's just, like this, I feel like, I almost feel like, damn, like I should have been doing something like this. This is fucking great. You know what I mean? And how dope is it that I can battle and then get on my podcast and talk about it with other people that battle? It's fucking great.
It's amazing. And not only that, but you could do this podcasting thing without having to physically be there, because these programs that allow us to have people on by just hitting a button and, you know what I'm saying, and going into the way. This is like, look at us right now. We're on two opposite sides of the country.
Facts.
I love it. Hey,
all the pandemic and all of that shit, it's been a real way to connect and stay connected with people, so that's huge.
Absolutely. Ms.Fit, thank you for gracing this platform with your presence. This means the world to me.
Nah, man, it was a pleasure coming through. I wish you nothing but success on your platform. Continue to thrive, continue to do what you do. Anytime you need anything from me, my dumb advice. If you need my dumb advice, just let me know. I'll hold it down. But yeah, man, to everybody that watches it, check me out on all social media platforms at Ms.Fit. That's MSDOTFIT. On Instagram, MSDOTFIT1 on Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ms.Fit. Anytime you're looking for me, just MSDOTFIT. It's always going to be me because there is only one. Yeah, man, check out the podcast, My Dumb Advice. I'm streaming live on Caffeine every Sunday and every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want a little bit of my dumb advice, holla at me. But if you're not able to catch the live stream, you can always catch it on my YouTube, where it is the home to all my content. And yeah, King Quality Clothing. There's just a lot going on, man.
Send me a link for that.
Yes. King Quality Clothing. Dope hoodies, hats, sweats. You know, a lot of loungewear. It's like that Brooklyn feel, the comfort. Yeah, I'm always just gonna sell comfort apparel. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Everything I do falls under King Quality Entertainment. It's my company, and I felt like I've been building it for a while, and it's finally coming into it's walking on its legs now. You know, it was a baby, now it's walking, and I'll try to get this shit to fly. You know what I mean? That's the objective. Yeah. But man, again, thanks for having me, man. Super dope. Veteran influencers. Hold it down.
I appreciate y'all, man, and everything. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the page, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, veteran_influencers. Hey, we're going to continue. So these are our special guests that we have. Typically, we interview veterans, but she's a veteran in her own right, and what she do, ripping heads off, you know what I'm saying? But
subscribe button, y'all. Veteran influence, you heard? Ms.Fit says so.
Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate you. And the same thing, if there's anything I can do for you, all you got to do is send that message, and I got you.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Appreciate you. Peace.